welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how I successfully have been losing weight doing a low carb diet. I'm going to try to do this video fairly quickly because I have a lot of info to give you, so I don't want to be talking or get off topic or anything like that. So straight to the point, this is going to be a low carb, high fat, low calorie, and a little bit of intermittent fasting diet. So I know that sounds like a lot, but when I break it down for you, it's going to make a lot more sense. And then if this is something that's not going to work for you, you don't have to do it. But all I know is that over the last few years, the diets that I've tried just after having my babies, nothing has worked for me this well, this fast, and I've been able to keep off. So it truly does work. And I believe that it can be a new way of life or like a new lifestyle. It doesn't have to necessarily be a diet because we've been eating some great foods and I love eating this way. The only thing that I'm going to emphasize on is that I am not doing any work. Me personally, I'm not doing any working out while I was doing this diet, but I do not suggest working out when you're doing any kind of low carb or intermittent fasting, just because your body needs carbs. It's what fuels your body. So you don't want to do anything that's going to be dangerous. And if you have any questions, I am not a medical professional, so please consult with your doctor. I'm going to be leaving in the description below a link to the calorie calculator so that you can go on there and you can fill it out and you add in all of your information about yourself, your age, your activity level, what you want to be at, the weight that you want to be at, and it will give you 3 numbers. It's going to give you a number to stay at the weight you're currently at, it'll give you a number to lose, and it'll give you a number to gain. Of course, we want to be to the number that we're going to lose. So for me personally, I was sticking to 25 carbs a day, 1,300 calories, and then I was just eating the high fats, which for me are like butters and oils, and then specifically avocado. I love eating avocado, but in moderation, because you still want to make sure that it's staying in sync with your calorie level. Now, this is like keto, but I don't like to call it keto. And one of the things is too, when you do keto or something low carb, you don't necessarily have to count your calories. Also counting your calories while keeping it low carb, it's just like double whammy. But then it was triple whammy when I added that intermittent fasting in there. I just couldn't believe how well this worked. And seriously, the weight was falling off. Every day I was getting on the scale. And normally my body wants to hold on to weight because it kind of, anytime that I've done like weight loss programs before, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just trying to track calories or work out here and there or whatever, and nothing really worked. But this I found was something that was so great. The weight, once it just started falling off, it was falling off. Every day the scale was going down and we were eating some great foods. Like, I'm going to be sharing outside of this video, other little videos, just kind of what we eat, specific recipes that I'll give y'all. I'll do individual videos for each little recipe, but also in this video I will share some pictures of some of the meals that we were able to eat. I'm also going to add a link that's going to take you to a PDF where I have listed all of the most popular foods when you are doing low calorie, low carb diet, high fats like this one. These are not limited to it's not limited to these foods, but these are just ones that people love to eat when they do things like this. And it's kind of everything from snacking to lunch to dinner. Your desserts, you can do anything with all of this stuff that I've listed. Oh, and drinks as well. And I'm not going to be able to add in all of the information into this video, which is why I'm doing a couple more parts to this. I'm not sure how many parts I'll have to do, but as I remember things or discover new things about this diet, I will add it into a different video. So below, I'm going to be, like I said, adding that PDF, and that's just going to have everything. Like, for example, your meats, you can have steak, chicken, fish, eggs, pork. Those are just things that have no carbs but are also low in calorie too. And then of course your leafy vegetables, but something that you do want to stay away from, of course, are grains, just any kind of breads or pasta, anything like that, anything that's high in carbs. And you're going to be shocked too, because once you start watching your carbs, you're going to notice the things that you thought that you were eating before that were kind of helping with weight loss actually have so many carbs. Like one of the items that I used to snack on had double the carbs that I was even allowing myself to eat in one day, and that blew me away. Even though it had low calorie, it had double the carbs, which when I didn't know what to look for, that was something that when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I just had no idea what I was, what I was putting into my body when I thought that I was losing weight or dieting. What you're going to need. So I have been using a Renpho scale. I will add in a picture of that right here. And then I've also been using the Renpho app, which I love. Both of these have been so awesome. It keeps track of everything for you, and then it lets you set your goal weight, and then it links to your phone. So, and it's so foolproof, like literally. I bought this thing on Amazon, which the link is gonna be below. And then as soon as you get it, you download the app to your phone, it syncs automatically. And then every time you get on the scale, it's gonna blink for 3 times. And then once it goes to a solid number, it's gonna link to your phone. Everything is going to be right there on your screen. I like to personally do it first thing in the morning, and I do it completely undressed. And that's right when I wake up, I'll get on the scale, and then that is how I kind of log things. You don't wanna do it at night, and you don't want to do it like at random times of the day. You want to do it in the morning at the same time every day for the most accurate tracking of kind of your weight loss and kind of what's going on after you've been following this diet. Also, I'm going to do a separate video on a large grocery haul, exactly what I've been buying, what I've been eating, and then at the end of that video, I'll add in one of my favorite recipes as well. So that's going to be in the next video, so stick around for that. And then a small journal. I have a small journal just like this, and it's kind of what I use to keep track of. I'll write down what I ate and then how many carbs are in it. Now, talking about carbs, I know a lot of people, when they're doing this keto diet, they tell you a certain way of how you need to be counting carbs, how you can keep track of carbs. The way that I've been doing it, totally foolproof, and it might not be the correct way that they say to count carbs, but I promise this is what's been working. And you don't have to do all of the adding. If you make it difficult, you're not gonna stick with it. You want it to be as easy as possible, because that's going to be building you up for success. You know that if something's difficult, it's going to be something that you're going to stray away from, and you're not going to want to stay on top of. Sorry about that little intermission break. Somebody want to join us? You want to join us? He sees himself up there. But I did go and grab the peanut butter and the olive oil, because I am going to be showing y'all what I'm talking about as far as carbs and then how I keep track of them. When I was trying to specifically show you the peanut butter, it was really blurry on the label, so I added this in here just so that I could point out that we only look at the main calories, not calories from fat, and then we are only worrying about whatever the total carbohydrates are that are right next to the words. We're not going to be looking at any of the dietary fiber or the total sugars, anything like that. No adding or subtracting. It's just easier this way. You can do net carbs if you want to, but that is totally up to you. I don't do it that way. Way too complicating. I'm gonna have to be sitting there staring at these jars thinking, okay, let me add this, and then I don't even know if that was the correct way, what I just said, but basically all I know is that they tell you to take one of these 2 numbers or whatever and subtract it from that total carbs up there. No, that's too much work. What I do, and it works great for me, and it keeps me in line, whatever it says next to that total carbohydrates right there, which it says 8 grams, that's what I'm docking. So this right here, for 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, I'm docking that as 8 grams of carbs for 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. And that's why I kind of stay away from peanut butter, because for 2 tablespoons, I'm getting 8 grams or 8 carbs. And so if I'm only allowing myself 25 for the day, like I'm not gonna waste that on 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. Like y'all, I'm gonna show y'all some of the great stuff we can eat, a whole meal for 8 carbs, like it's crazy. But that is how I do it, because I saw great success with that. When I tried it the other way, it took a lot longer. It gets too complicated, and like I said, if it gets too hard, it's something that you won't want to keep up with. I'm gonna show y'all. So this is the olive oil, and if you can see down there, it's 0 carbs. So this is one of the good fats that you can eat. And what you want to look for is 0 carbs. But also at the same time, it does say that for 1 tablespoon of this olive oil, it is 120 calories. Now, when it comes to things like this is a good fat. So I am not going to be as strict on this. So it is 120 calories, which I will add to my calories for the day. But if I go over a little bit for the day, I'm not going to be as strict, because 120 for 1 tablespoon of olive oil, which on my salad, I'll probably put 2. That's a lot. So, but this is a good fat. So it's not going to be as strict. It's not like putting 120 calories of straight sugar in your body, which you shouldn't be doing in this diet anyways, but y'all know what I mean. This is a good fat for you. So even these little calories, if I go over my 1300 for the day, like if I do 1400 or whatever, I'll just say, okay, well, that extra 100 was probably coming from my olive oil, so it's fine. And then I'll also, when I do my grocery haul, I'm going to show y'all more examples, all of the foods and why I use them and how I add them up and everything. So that's just a little crash course on carbs and how I track them. And like I said, the PDF will be below for, what specific foods there are. So next, find something that works for you and just go with it. That means find a recipe that you love, find something that you're going to want to eat a lot of, and go with it. My thing is a kale salad. I have a kale salad with salt and pepper, and I'll do 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I'll do 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinaigrette, and I sprinkle Parmesan cheese on it. And y'all, I eat that thing like it's gonna be my last meal. I eat probably 2 of those a day, which I actually recently read that kale, you're not supposed to eat that much of it, but I'm just giving y'all an example of how that is one of my favorite things to eat, and it's such a great snack. Or I can do a larger salad and just make it a meal, and I'll just add some chicken on the side or something like that. But that is an example for me of something that I found while I was doing this diet that I never ate before. I found that recipe, I absolutely love it. So anytime that I want a snack or whatever, I'll just throw one of those together. It doesn't even have to be big. It can be a little one, or it can be big, like I said, if you want to do it for a whole meal. But I love, if it works for you, great. Find something that you want to eat a lot of, and just go with it. And then eat tons of low calorie foods. Now I know on any diet, this is what you're going to be shooting for, but anything that's low calorie and low carb, if you love it, get a lot of it. Eat as much as you can of it. You can find, if you're like me and you love desserts, there are so many great recipes for desserts that are either low calorie or keto friendly that you can find on Pinterest. Now, if you are looking for meals or meal ideas, you can type in keto recipes, keto friendly, anything like that with those keywords, because it will come up, because it will be along the same lines of stuff. Is that you will need is just a calculator, which I use the one on my phone, and then that is when I try to add everything up. And when I write it down, I'll add it up on my phone, and then I'll write it down in my little journal so that I know exactly this is what I ate, this is how much it was, which is better for also the future. If you do it one time, you don't have to do it again, because then you'll know. If you write down all of the ingredients and how you made it, for the future, it'll be a lot easier to throw that thing together. And then if you have all of your calories and carbs right there, you just write them down and you say, this is how much this was. And then it's so much easier to keep track of. So your first week is going to be the hardest, just kind of getting everything written down, writing down those calories, the carbs, and then keeping track of it in your journal and just actually putting everything on paper is going to be a little bit difficult, a little bit time consuming, but in the long run, it's going to be totally worth it because you'll have it all right there. Whew, I'm sweating, y'all. So low carb, we talked about low carb, we talked about high fat, low calorie. So intermittent fasting. What I mean by that is that when I eat my dinner at night, I will not eat again until the next day around noon or around 11. You can go as long as you want to. And I do this because in the morning, one of my splurges is coffee. I love like a strong coffee, but I love like a good creamer too. So I will always have my coffee in the morning, which I have to have. I absolutely love it, but I will be doing sugar-free and low-carb creamers, which I'll try to find some of those when I go to the store just to kind of give y'all examples. But there's a lot of great ideas in how to make your own on Pinterest as well, like when it comes to the low-carb stuff. And I'm gonna upload after I do my grocery haul tomorrow, and then I'll give y'all some more information. But do you want to say bye-bye? Do you want to say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Bye-bye, baby. This is my sweetest baby by far. He's just so happy. He's just so happy to be alive. He's just so happy to be here with us, aren't you? But y'all have a great rest of your week, and I'm going to try to upload that second video as fast as I can to follow this one. But let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns below, and I will try my best to answer those for you. But y'all have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!